In the stillness of this moment, allow yourself to pause, to simply breathe, for in the deepest breaths of silence, there is an awakening waiting to unfold. You have traveled far, reaching out into the world, searching, longing, questioning, striving. But what if, just for a moment, the very thing you are searching for is already within you? What if everything you have sought, every question you have asked, every answer you have yearned for is already here right now, hidden not in some faraway place, but in the sacred silence of your own being? There is a quiet voice within you, a whisper that carries the wisdom of the ages. It is the voice of the divine intelligence that breathes life into you, that causes your heart to beat in rhythm with the pulse of the universe. It speaks not in words, but in the stillness between your thoughts, in the quiet spaces of your mind, in the peace that emerges when you release the world outside and turn inward. You were never meant to search endlessly, never meant to strive or struggle. The truth you seek is not out there, it is already here within you, waiting for you to remember. This moment, this very breath, is sacred. It is the moment where all searching ceases. It is the moment where the mind quiets, where the restless thoughts fall away, and the soul recognizes its true nature. You are not separate from the divine. You are the divine, expressing itself in human form. You are the vessel through which the infinite flows. You are the light in the darkness, the stillness in the storm, the truth in the midst of illusion. There is nothing you need to become. You do not need to change, to fix, or to strive. You are already whole. You are already enough. The very essence of who you are is perfect, complete, and whole. You are the embodiment of divine wisdom, divine love, and divine peace. You are already the answer you seek. We spend so much of our lives searching for validation, seeking approval from the outside world, striving to prove our worth, and yet we forget the simple truth. We are enough. You are enough. The divine does not look for you to prove your worth. You were created in love, from love, and for love. The universe does not need you to be anything other than what you already are. It does not need you to be more successful, more beautiful, more accomplished, more anything. You were born complete. There is nothing more to prove. There is only the need to remember. The soul knows what the mind forgets. The soul knows the truth that the ego tries to obscure. The ego, that voice that tells you you are not enough, that you must strive harder, reach farther, become someone else, is not who you are. The ego is the mask you wear, the role you play, the illusion you have been conditioned to believe. But underneath the ego, underneath the roles, the titles, the labels, is the truth. And that truth is this: you are the divine, already whole, already perfect. When you sit in stillness, when you allow the mind to quiet and the body to relax, you begin to remember. You begin to feel the truth of your being. It is a truth that has always been there, just waiting for you to notice. It is the peace that remains when the noise of the world fades away. It is the love that is always present, even in the midst of pain and hardship. It is the wisdom that flows from the deepest part of you, guiding you, supporting you, leading you home. In the stillness, you begin to realize that there is nothing outside of you that can complete you. You have been taught that happiness, success, and fulfillment lie in the external world, that they are things you must chase, acquire, and achieve. But the truth is that all of these things are already within you. You do not need to chase happiness, for happiness is your natural state. You do not need to seek fulfillment, for fulfillment is already present in your soul. You do not need to prove your worth, for your worth is inherent in the very fact that you exist. What you seek is not something to be found, but something to be remembered. You are not here to search for meaning. You are here to remember the meaning that has always been within you. You are not here to seek love, for love is what you are. You are not here to chase peace, for peace is the essence of your being. You are not here to search for fulfillment, for fulfillment is the recognition that you are already whole. And so, in the quiet of this moment, allow yourself to rest in the truth of who you are. Release the need to search, to chase, to strive. Rest in the stillness. Rest in the knowledge that you are already complete, already enough, already whole. The path to peace, to fulfillment, to love is not a path that leads outside of you. It is a path that leads inward to the very core of your being where the divine resides. You are not the story you tell yourself. You are not the role you play. You are not the accomplishments you have achieved, nor the failures you have suffered. You are not the body you inhabit, nor the thoughts you think. You are the stillness behind it all. You are the awareness that witnesses the story, the role, the achievements, the failures, the body, and the thoughts. You are the formless presence that observes, the light that shines, the silence that holds everything. And when you awaken to this truth, when you realize that you are not the ego, but the divine presence that watches over it all, everything changes. The struggles you once faced, the burdens you once carried, the fears that once held you captive, these all lose their power over you. They no longer define you because you know who you truly are. You are the light, and the light cannot be dimmed. You are the peace, and peace cannot be shaken. You are the love, and love cannot be lost. In the stillness, you begin to feel the guidance that has always been there, gently leading you, supporting you, showing you the way. You are not alone. You are always guided, always supported by the divine intelligence that flows through you, that moves you, that shapes your world. Trust in this guidance. Trust in the wisdom of your soul. Trust that you are never alone, that you are always being guided home. You are the one who is guiding yourself, not through effort, not through force, but through surrender. When you stop striving and simply allow the divine to guide you, everything unfolds with ease. Life becomes a dance, a flow, a graceful unfolding of the divine plan that has always been in motion, that has always been within you. Let go of the need to control, let go of the need to force. Allow life to flow through you and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You do not need to understand it all. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to trust that the divine is always with you, guiding you, supporting you. Trust that the next step will be revealed in its own time. Trust that you are already exactly where you need to be. And when you trust, you begin to notice the miracles all around you. You begin to see the beauty in the ordinary. You begin to feel the love that surrounds you. You begin to hear the whispers of your soul guiding you toward your highest good. You begin to realize that you are never alone, that the universe is always conspiring in your favor, that every step you take is part of a divine plan that is unfolding perfectly. So, I invite you now to be still, to be quiet, to be present. In this moment, let go of all that you have been searching for, all that you have been striving toward. Allow yourself to rest in the truth that you are already whole. You are already enough. You are already the divine presence you have been seeking. Be still and know that you are guided. You are not lost. You are simply on the path of remembering. And as you remember, you awaken to the truth of who you are. And in that awakening, you are free. You are free to be exactly who you are, not who you were told to be. You are free to live from the truth of your soul, not from the expectations of the world. You are free to love without conditions, to live without fear, to create without limitations. You are free to be yourself, and in that freedom you will discover the peace, the love, and the joy that you have been seeking all along. You are already whole. You are already enough. You are already guided. And in this truth, you are free. There is a quiet knowing that resides deep within you, a knowing that transcends the chatter of the mind and the noise of the world. It is the knowing that has always been with you, waiting patiently for you to recognize it. You may have spent your life searching for this truth, looking for it in external sources, in other people, in accomplishments, in possessions, in status, in approval. But now, in this sacred moment, you are invited to return inward, to listen to that still, small voice that whispers, you are already whole. You are already enough. You are already the divine expressing itself in human form. This voice has been speaking to you all along, but the world is loud, and your mind often drowns out its whispers with worry, fear, and the constant striving for more. Yet, in the silence of the present moment, in the stillness where time ceases to exist and the noise of the world fades into the background, this voice can be heard clearly. It is the voice of your soul, reminding you that there is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to become, nothing you need to fix. The truth is, you are not here to become anything other than what you already are. In the great flow of life, there is nothing you need to chase. There is no destination to reach, no prize to claim. The moment you stop running, the moment you stop striving, you allow life to flow through you with ease. You are no longer forcing, no longer pushing. You are simply allowing the universe to work through you, trusting that everything you need is already here within you, ready to be revealed. Think of the trees that grow without effort. They do not strain to reach the sky. They do not fight the winds or the rains. They simply grow naturally, effortlessly, rooted deeply in the earth. They know who they are. They know their place in the world. They do not ask for permission. They do not need validation. They are simply being, and in their being they are fulfilling their purpose. You too are like that tree. You are rooted in the divine, growing naturally, unfolding in the perfect rhythm of the universe. You do not need to fight for your place in this world. You do not need to prove your worth. You are already here, and your presence is enough. When you stop searching outside of yourself for the answers, you begin to listen to the wisdom that is already within you. You begin to trust your intuition, your inner knowing, the guidance that rises from deep within your soul. The truth is, you have always known the way. You have always known who you are and what you are meant to do. You have simply forgotten, lost in the noise of the world, distracted by the endless demands of the ego. But now, in this moment, you are being called to remember. Remember the truth of who you are. Remember the peace that has always been within you. Remember the love that has always been your essence. You do not need to chase happiness. You do not need to look for peace. You do not need to search for love. These things are not external to you. They are not found in the world around you. They are found within. Happiness is not a goal to be achieved. It is a state of being to be recognized. Peace is not something that comes and goes with circumstances. It is the stillness that resides at the center of your being, untouched by the chaos of the world. Love is not something you find in another person. It is the essence of your being, the force that connects you to everything and everyone. And when you begin to recognize that you are already enough, that you are already whole, you no longer feel the need to search. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself, to gain approval, to collect accomplishments or possessions. You begin to live from a place of inner peace, of deep knowing, of unconditional love. You begin to create not from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance, not from a place of fear, but from a place of trust. This is the great paradox of life, that when you stop searching for what you already have, when you stop chasing what you already are, everything begins to unfold effortlessly. Opportunities come to you not because you are striving for them, but because you are aligned with your true self. Love comes to you not because you are seeking it, but because you are living in the frequency of love. Peace comes to you not because you are trying to find it, but because you are at peace with who you are. You do not need to change who you are to become more. You need only to remember who you have always been. You are not a work in progress. You are not a project to be fixed. You are a divine being, whole and complete, exactly as you are. There's nothing you need to add. There's nothing you need to take away. The divine already resides within you. It is not something you need to search for. It is already here, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be acknowledged. And when you begin to remember this truth, when you begin to align yourself with your divine essence, you begin to experience life differently. You begin to see the beauty in the ordinary. You begin to feel the peace in the present moment. You begin to notice the love that is everywhere and everything and everyone. You begin to realize that the world is not something to conquer, but something to appreciate. You begin to walk through life with grace, with ease, with a deep sense of inner knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. This is the gift of stillness. When you stop running, when you stop searching, you begin to recognize that you have never been lost. You have always been where you are meant to be. The journey is not about becoming something more. It is about remembering what you already are. It is about returning to the truth of who you are, divine, whole, and complete. And as you remember, you begin to feel a deep sense of peace that comes from knowing that all is well. You no longer feel the need to control. You no longer feel the need to manipulate or force things to happen. You trust that life is unfolding perfectly, and you allow yourself to flow with it. You are not separate from life. You are life itself, unfolding, expanding, growing in the divine rhythm of the universe. So take a moment now and simply breathe. Let go of the need to chase, to strive, to search. Allow yourself to rest in the stillness, knowing that you are already whole, already enough, already complete. Allow the truth of who you are to rise up within you, to fill you with peace, with love, with grace. And as you sit in this stillness, you will begin to feel the gentle guidance that has always been with you, leading you forward, showing you the way. You are already guided. You are already whole. You are already the divine in human form. And in this truth, you are free. Free to be who you are. Free to live in alignment with your soul. Free to walk through life with peace, with love, with joy. You are not on a journey to become more. You are on a journey to remember who you have always been. And in this remembrance, you are free. Free to be still. Free to know that you are already guided. Free to know that you are already enough. In the stillness, you begin to understand that life is not something to be controlled or managed, but something to be surrendered to. The very act of surrender is not weakness. It is the deepest form of strength. It is the realization that you do not have to fight against life. You do not have to wrestle with the universe in order to make it bend to your will. The truth is, when you stop fighting, when you stop resisting, life begins to flow effortlessly. The river of life does not struggle to move. It simply moves. And so it is with you. When you let go of the illusion of control, you return to the natural rhythm that has always been within you. This surrender is not a resignation. It is not a giving up. No, it is the opposite. It is a trusting, a knowing that you are part of something much larger than yourself. You are a thread woven into the infinite tapestry of existence. The moment you release the need to control the outcome, the moment you stop trying to fit your life into a predetermined mold, you allow the divine intelligence that orchestrates the cosmos to guide you. It is the most sacred act of faith. Faith not in the outcome, but faith in the unfolding. It is a recognition that all you need to do is show up. Life will do the rest. The ego tells you that you must control, that you must plan, that you must force things into place. The ego thrives on the illusion of separation, the belief that you are separate from the flow, separate from the divine. But in truth, there is no separation. There never has been. The same life force that beats your heart, that breathes through your lungs, is the same life force that moves the stars, that grows the trees, that causes the waves to rise and fall. You are not an isolated being. You are an expression of the divine, part of the grand design of the universe. And just as the ocean does not worry about the tides, you need not worry about the outcome. Your only role is to align with the truth that is already present within you. This alignment, this surrender, is the key to your inner freedom. It is the moment you stop looking outside of yourself for answers, for validation, for fulfillment. It is the moment you realize that all you need is already here within you, waiting to be recognized. The love, the peace, the joy you have been seeking in the world are not outside of you, they are within you, dormant and ready to be awakened. The universe is not something you need to search for, it is something you are. When you begin to live from this place, everything shifts. The way you see the world changes, the way you see yourself changes. You begin to recognize that every encounter, every experience is an invitation to align further with the truth of your being. The world becomes not something to fight against, but something to dance with. You are no longer driven by fear, by the desire for approval, by the need to prove your worth. You are simply being in full alignment with the rhythm of the universe. And when you align with that rhythm, everything you need, everything you desire comes to you effortlessly. You are not here to chase. You are here to be. The world has told you that your worth is based on what you achieve, on what you possess, on what others think of you. But this is not the truth. Your worth is intrinsic, born with you, unwavering, and eternal. When you remember this truth, when you align with your divine essence, the need to chase fades away. You no longer seek approval from the outside world because you have already given yourself permission to be whole. You no longer look for validation in accomplishments or possessions because you know that your true worth cannot be measured by such fleeting things. When you walk through life knowing that you are enough just as you are, a shift occurs. You no longer feel the need to compare, to compete, to prove yourself. You no longer feel the weight of the world pressing down on you, pushing you to be something more than you already are. You begin to live from a place of abundance, of peace, of love. You begin to radiate these qualities, not because you are trying to impress others, but because you are in alignment with your true self. And when you radiate this energy, the world responds. You attract the people, the opportunities, the experiences that are in harmony with who you are. You no longer chase, you allow. This is the miracle of alignment. The more you align with the truth of who you are, the more the world aligns with you. This is not about forcing outcomes, but about trusting the divine flow. This is not about struggling to create a life that fits your desires. It is about allowing your desires to be fulfilled through the natural order of the universe. When you trust in the unfolding, you no longer need to worry about the details. You trust that everything will fall into place exactly as it is meant to because you are in harmony with the universe. There is a profound peace that comes with this realization, a peace that is not dependent on circumstances, a peace that does not come and go with the changing tides of the world. This peace is unshakable because it comes from within. It is the peace that arises when you stop fighting against life, when you stop struggling to control the future, when you stop resisting the present moment. It is the peace that arises when you surrender to the flow of life, when you trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, exactly as it should. And this peace is not just for you. As you align with your true self, as you rest in the knowing that you are already whole, already enough, you become a beacon of light for others. Your peace becomes their peace. Your love becomes their love. Your presence becomes a reminder of the divine truth that resides within them as well. You become a living expression of the sacred, and in doing so, you inspire others to remember their own divinity. This is the gift of living in alignment. It is not just about your own peace, your own fulfillment, your own joy. It is about the ripple effect that your inner alignment creates in the world. When you live from the truth of who you are, you become a source of light for others to follow. You become a mirror for others to see their own divine reflection. You become a reminder that they too are whole, are enough, are already perfect just as they are. You are not here to save the world. You are here to remember who you are, to align with your divine essence, and to share that alignment with the world. When you do this, you create a space for others to remember too. You become a conduit for divine love, peace, and wisdom to flow into the world, not through force, not through struggle, but through surrender. And so, my dear friend, I invite you to continue this journey of alignment. It is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being to be recognized. It is not something to achieve, but something to allow. The more you align with the truth of who you are, the more you will experience the beauty, the peace, the love, and the abundance that the universe has always intended for you. It is all here already, waiting for you to remember. And so, as you walk through your life, remember this: you are already enough, you are already whole, you are already the divine, expressing itself in human form. Trust in the unfolding. Surrender to the flow. And know that as you align with your true self, everything you need, everything you desire will come to you effortlessly. You are not alone. You are not lost. You are already guided. Always have been, always will be. And now, in the quiet of your soul, let it sink in that you are already home. You have always been home. The seeking, the searching, the yearning, it was never about finding something outside of you. It was always about returning to the truth that was already there, hidden beneath the layers of ego, beneath the false stories you've been told, beneath the illusions of time and space. You are the home you've been looking for. Like the ocean waves that kiss the shore, gently and effortlessly, you are returning to your essence. No more fighting, no more searching, no more seeking approval or recognition. No more striving for perfection. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not separate from the love you seek, from the peace you long for, from the abundance that is your birthright. All of it is already here. You have always been complete. When you release the need to control, when you stop chasing, something extraordinary happens. The universe begins to breathe with you. The wind sings its song through your soul. The sun rises not to mark the start of your day, but to remind you that you are the light. The trees do not stand still, they sway with the dance of life, teaching you that movement is not about effort, but about trust. And so you move with the dance, with the rhythm, with the divine unfolding that has always been moving through you, whether you knew it or not. In this sacred dance, you no longer need to grasp or clutch. You can release the weight of your burdens, the weight of your fears, your doubts, your worries. They were never yours to carry. They were just shadows of the mind, passing clouds in the vastness of the sky. You are the sky, not the weather. You are the stillness, not the storm. And when you stop identifying with the storm, you reclaim the vastness of your being. You remember that you are not what you have been told you are. You are not your body, your job, your past, or your achievements. You are the infinite presence behind it all, the consciousness that observes, the light that shines through the darkness. And so you become the lighthouse. You stop searching for the shore because you realize the shore is always with you, inside you, shining from the core of your being. The light you sought to find in others, the peace you looked for in the world is already alive in you. It has always been there. It is the heartbeat of the universe, the pulse of life itself. And when you remember this, when you awaken to this truth, you no longer seek validation from the world. You simply express who you are, freely, openly, without need for approval, without desire for recognition. You become the expression of the divine love that has always been present within you. When you allow yourself to rest in this truth, you begin to see the world through new eyes. You no longer see it as something to conquer, to possess, to control. You see it as a reflection of your own heart, a canvas upon which you are free to create, to love, to express. And in this creation, in this expression, you find peace, for you know that you are not separate from the world. You are the world. You are the sky, the earth, the stars. You are the breath of life, moving, flowing, unfolding in perfect harmony. And as you move through the world with this awareness, you begin to understand that everything you have ever longed for, everything you have ever dreamed of is already within you. You do not need to chase it. You do not need to seek it. You only need to allow it to emerge from within, to rise to the surface of your being, to radiate outward. You are not here to prove anything. You are here to remember. You are here to remember that you are divine, that you are love, that you are peace. When you remember this, everything changes. Your relationships change. You no longer seek to change others, to mold them into the image of your desires. Instead, you see them as they are, in their wholeness, in their divinity, and you love them as they are because you have learned to love yourself. You no longer seek approval or validation because you realize that you are already enough just as you are, and in this realization you become free, free to live, free to love, free to create. There is nothing you need to do to become whole because you already are. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect circumstances. They are already here inside of you. The peace you seek is already here. The love you seek is already here. The joy you seek is already here. You need only to quiet the noise, to still the mind, to let go of the false stories you've been told and simply listen. Listen to the truth that is speaking to you in every moment. Listen to the love that is within you, waiting to be recognized. And so, in this moment, I invite you to let go. Let go of the past. Let go of the need to become. Let go of the illusion that you are anything less than whole, less than perfect, less than divine. You are already complete. You are already enough. You are already the love you seek, the peace you long for, the light you have been searching for. And as you rest in this truth, you will begin to feel a deep peace, a peace that comes not from external circumstances, but from the recognition of who you truly are. You will begin to feel a deep love, a love that comes not from another person, but from the remembrance of your own divine essence. You will begin to feel a deep joy, a joy that comes not from achieving, but from simply being. And in this peace, in this love, in this joy, you will begin to create a life that reflects the truth of who you are. So rest now in this truth. Rest in the stillness. Rest in the knowing that you are enough, you are whole, you are divine. And as you rest in this truth, you will begin to see the world transform. You will begin to see the beauty in every moment, the love in every encounter, the peace in every breath. And in this transformation, you will remember who you truly are, and the world will remember too. You are not here to seek, you are here to remember. And in that remembering, you are free. You are free to be who you have always been. You are free to be the love that you are. You are free to live a life of peace, of joy, of purpose, because you have remembered that you are the source of all that you seek. And in this remembrance, you will find everything you have been searching for, because it was never lost. It was always here within you, waiting for you to remember. And so, as you walk through the world, know this: you are already whole. You are already enough. You are already the divine in human form. You do not need to search. You do not need to prove. You do not need to strive. You are already it. And in this knowing, you are free, free to live, free to love, free to be. There will come a moment in your life, quiet, unassuming, perhaps wrapped in silence or sorrow, when you will pause and finally ask, what am I searching for? And in that sacred pause, something eternal will whisper back, you're searching for what you already are. It is the great paradox of the human experience. We spend our lives climbing mountains only to find the treasure buried in the soil beneath our own feet. We chase love, not realizing we are the source of it. We hunger for peace, forgetting that peace is not found, it is remembered. And we ache for fulfillment, not because we lack anything, but because we have forgotten the infinite wealth that already resides in the core of our being. You were born complete, not when you reached a milestone, not when you proved your worth, not when the world applauded, but from the very first breath you took, you were whole. What you seek is not out there. It never has been, it never will be. And so this is your invitation, not to become anything new, but to return. Return to your inner world. Return to your sacred self. Return to the divine intelligence that beats your heart, breathes your lungs, and orchestrates galaxies while you sleep. There is nothing outside of you that can complete you, because the truth is you were never incomplete. You have been taught to believe that happiness is a destination, love is earned, and peace is conditional. But I ask you now to look deeper. Look beneath the noise, beneath the thoughts, beneath the conditioning. Can you feel it? That silent presence within you, untouched by the chaos of the world, that is who you truly are. The ego will tell you that you need more and more success, more beauty, more validation. But the soul gently reminds you, you are enough as you are right now. Not when you're better, not when you've achieved, but now. Now is the miracle. Your purpose is not something to be hunted down in the distance. It is something to be allowed, unfolded, and lived from the inside out. When you live from the space within, your life no longer becomes about impressing, acquiring, or proving. It becomes about expressing, serving, and simply being. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean, contained in a single drop. You are not just in the universe is in you. The stars that blaze in the night sky, they are made of the same matter as your bones. The divine intelligence that spins the earth is the same presence that lives and moves through you. So why do we feel separate? Because we've been taught to identify with the mask, the image, the performance. We believe we are our titles, our achievements, our bodies, our traumas. But none of that is who you really are. Those are roles you've played. Temporary garments you've worn on this stage called Earth. Who you are is the formless awareness that sees it all. You are the sky, not the passing weather. You are the light, not the lampshade. You are the timeless self, watching the movie of this life unfold. And when you awaken to this truth, not intellectually but experientially, everything shifts. You begin to walk lighter, you speak softer, you laugh more freely, because the burdens you carried were never yours to begin with. They were illusions handed down by a world that forgot its own divinity. But you are here to remember. You are here to awaken. You are here to return to the vastness of your own being. You do not need to be fixed. You need only to be revealed. And when you sit in silence, not running, not reaching, just being, you will feel the stillness that has been patiently waiting for you all along. That stillness is your true self. It needs nothing. It lacks nothing. It simply is. This is the great homecoming, not to a place, not to a goal, but to your own essence. And when you make this inner return, something miraculous happens. Your outer life rearranges itself to match the truth within. People come and go, but your peace remains. Plans change, but your purpose stays rooted. The world stirs in chaos, but you are the calm in the center of the storm, because you have remembered who you are. And what you are is divine. You are the light behind the eyes, the silence between thoughts, the awareness in every breath. You are not the waves, you are the ocean. You are not the story, you are the space in which the story unfolds. And the more you align with this inner truth, the less you chase and the more you attract, because your energy no longer screams, I lack, but radiates, I am. The highest act of self-love is not in changing who you are, it is in embracing who you've always been, without conditions, without apologies, without needing the world to agree. You see, the world cannot validate your worth because it did not give it to you. Your worth was assigned by something far greater than society, something eternal, something infinite, something that spoke you into being and whispered, it is good. And so I invite you to stop searching, not because the journey is wrong, but because the destination is already here. You are not on a quest to find God. You are on a journey to remember that God is already within you. You are not here to become whole. You are here to uncover the wholeness that is never left. This life, with all its twists and turns, is not here to punish you. It is here to awaken you. Every heartbreak, every loss, every unanswered question was not a detour. It was an invitation, a sacred summons to return inward, to go deeper, to feel more, to strip away the false and discover the truth. And the truth is simple. You are already what you seek. Peace is not found in quiet places. It's found when you become the quiet place. Love is not discovered in another. It is remembered in yourself. Joy is not granted by conditions. It is awakened when you surrender the need for conditions. And freedom, true freedom, is not the absence of pain. It is the presence of truth. And the truth is you are already free. You always have been. You only believed you weren't. When the mind quiets and the heart no longer races to outrun the past or chase the future, what remains is something eternal, something ancient and soft and holy, that something is you. Not the you you've constructed for the world, but the you that simply is before name, before label, before form. There's a sacredness in just being, not doing, not achieving, not becoming, just being. And in that being, you rediscover the sacred pulse of existence itself. You were never separate from it. You only imagined you were, like waves thinking they are apart from the ocean, or sunlight, believing it has a life of its own apart from the Sunday. The illusion of separation is powerful. It drives us into striving, into comparing, into proving. But no amount of external gain can satisfy an inner void created by forgetting who you are. The soul doesn't hunger for status, it longs to be remembered. And when you remember yourself not as a role, not as a collection of past experiences or future aspirations, but as pure awareness, something ancient stirs, a gentle awe, a soft reverence, a sense of being home without needing to move an inch. You are not a mistake wrapped in skin. You are not the product of your scars. You are not the echo of old fears. You are the unshakable stillness underneath it all. The consciousness watching the waves rise and fall, loving them all the same. Let yourself feel that, not think it, feel it. Let your breath be your prayer. Let your heartbeat be your teacher. Let the silence between thoughts be your sanctuary. The soul doesn't scream, it whispers. And in its whisper, it carries the wisdom of the stars. If you could hear the voice of your soul clearly, it would not rush you, it would not shame you, it would not demand that you fix what was never broken. It would hold you, it would smile through your sadness. It would remind you that there's nothing to become, only everything to remember. And in this remembering, you return to love, not romantic love, not transactional love, but divine, unconditional love, the kind that asks nothing of you except your presence. The kind that doesn't need you to be different, but invites you to be real. And from that realness, you begin to shine not with effort, but with alignment. Not by force, but by surrender. You stop trying to light the world by burning yourself out, and instead become a lighthouse rooted, whole, and quietly radiant. Healing, you see, is not about fixing. It's about returning. And you return by listening, by slowing down, by breathing in the truth that you are already the medicine you seek. The more you shed what you are not, the more your true essence emerges. And that essence is not loud. It does not boast. It does not rush to be noticed. It simply is calm, expansive, infinite. You don't need to escape your life. You need to inhabit it more fully, to be where your feet are, to speak from your soul rather than your survival, to feel each moment like a sacred arrival. When you stop running from discomfort and sit with it like an old friend, it begins to reveal its gifts. Every pain is a messenger. Every ache is an opening. Every loss is a doorway into deeper love. The world may tell you that you must constantly improve yourself. But I tell you, improve your awareness of the truth, and the self will reveal its perfection on its own. Let go of the need to be seen in a certain light. Let go of the role you've rehearsed to feel acceptable. When you release the image, you embrace the infinite. Your soul is not here to perform. It's here to remember, to feel, to love, and to expand. And in that expansion, life is no longer something to survive. It becomes something to savor. You begin to trust the unfolding even when you don't understand it. Because something in you knows that life is not happening to you, it's happening for your awakening. Each moment, each breath, each rise and fall is sacred. You are not late to your path. You have not missed your calling. You are not behind. You are exactly where the divine needs you to be for the next layer of truth to unfold. There is no higher version of you waiting in the future. There is only a deeper version of you waiting to be lived now. So pause, breathe, place your hand on your heart, and remember, you are not lost. You are simply being guided back to yourself. And yourself is more than enough. There is a quiet revolution that begins the moment you stop trying to be someone and simply start being. No fireworks, no applause, just the sacred return to your own breath. The soul doesn't need grand gestures to awaken. It awakens in the smallest moments, in stillness, in silence, in the gentle decision to let go of who the world told you to be. So much of what we call suffering comes not from what is, but from our resistance to what is. We suffer not because of the present moment, but because of our judgment of it, our story about it, our fear of it, our clinging to what we wish it were instead. But the moment you surrender to the now, the moment you stop arguing with reality, you touch peace. Not the kind of peace the ego promises at the end of achievement, not the fleeting kind that depends on circumstances aligning, but the deep, unmoving peace of presence. This presence is your true nature. It is the canvas on which all experiences are painted. Joy and sadness, gain and loss, all pass across its surface. But the canvas remains untouched. That canvas is you. You are the spaciousness that holds the storm without becoming the storm. You are the awareness that notices the fear without being defined by it. You are the light that shines even when the sky is covered in clouds. And when you realize this, truly realize it, something shifts. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop controlling and start allowing. You stop clinging and start trusting. This is the beginning of freedom. Freedom is not the absence of problems, it's the presence of inner stillness despite them. It is not found by rearranging the outside world, but by remembering who you are in the midst of it all. You don't need more answers, you need deeper trust. You don't need more possessions, you need fewer illusions. You don't need to be someone else. You need to allow the real you to rise untamed, unedited, unashamed. Every spiritual teaching, every sacred scripture, every wise master is pointing in the same direction, inward. Not because the world is bad, but because the world is only a mirror. It reflects back the state of your inner being. When your heart is full of peace, the world reflects peace. When your mind is trapped in fear, the world appears threatening. Change your lens, and you change your life. What you seek is already within you, not hidden in some far-off future, but available now, in this breath, in this stillness, in this eternal now. The more you seek outside, the further you drift from yourself. The more you chase, the more you signal to life that you are not enough. But the moment you return inward, the moment you rest in your own being, life begins to meet you in miraculous ways. Opportunities unfold not because you strive, but because you align. Love flows not because you demand it, but because you become it. Peace reigns not because life is perfect, but because your perception has become clear. This is not about ignoring the world, it's about no longer being lost in it. You can live in the world without being consumed by it. You can participate fully while staying rooted in your essence. You can create, serve, lead, and build, but from the overflow of your inner wholeness, not from the thirst of inner lack. And from this place, everything changes. You begin to speak not to impress, but to connect. You begin to move not to escape, but to express. You begin to love not to fill a hole, but to radiate your truth. There is nothing more magnetic than someone who remembers who they are. Their presence speaks before they do. Their peace calms the air around them. Their authenticity invites others into their own. This is the energy of someone who has stopped chasing and started being. And this is what you're being called into now, not another version of yourself, but a deeper embodiment of the self that's always been there, quietly waiting for your return. The mind may resist, it may ask, but how? It may demand a map, a strategy, a formula, but the soul doesn't need a plan. It needs permission. Permission to be felt, to be heard, to guide your life through intuition rather than instruction. You already know the way home. You don't need more learning, you need more remembering. You don't need more striving, you need more surrender. And in that surrender, you reclaim your birthright. The right to be still, the right to be enough, the right to exist not as a performer but as a presence. And presence is everything. Every tree knows it does not need to reach for the sun, it simply grows toward it. It doesn't question the soil or doubt the wind. It stands, it breathes, it bends, and it trusts. And so should you. Your life does not require control to unfold, it requires trust. Deep, unwavering trust in the intelligence that shaped galaxies and placed you here in this moment. This trust is not naive, it is sacred, it's not passive, it's powerful. Because when you trust, you're no longer acting from fear, you're creating from alignment. You begin to move with life, not against it. You begin to recognize that your desires are not just personal, they are whispers from the divine, calling you back to yourself. But here's the mystery. What you are looking for is not something you must find, it is something you must stop ignoring. The stillness. The whisper, the intuition that speaks when you finally quiet the noise. It is all already here. You don't have to chase it. You only have to create space for it to emerge. When you strip away the expectations, the roles, the identity that was given to you and not chosen, you arrive at something pure, something unshakable, something eternal. This is who you are, not the name on your ID, not the job title you wear like armor, not the wounds you revisit in the dark. You are the timeless presence that existed before the story began and will remain long after the final chapter has been read. And the more you live from that place, the more your life becomes a reflection of truth rather than a reaction to fear. You no longer need to prove your worth, it radiates. You no longer need to grasp at love, it finds you. You no longer need to protect your identity, it melts into something far greater. And that something is love, not the emotion, but the essence, the sacred current that flows through all things and connects you to everything. Love is not something you find, it's the field you remember. And when you step into that remembrance, you don't just transform your life, you transform the energy of everyone around you. Because energy is contagious. Your frequency is your contribution. And when your frequency is rooted in truth, in stillness, in wholeness, you become medicine in a world full of noise. You don't have to shout, you don't have to convince. You simply have to be authentically, unapologetically, lovingly. That presence alone is enough to shift a room, to open a heart, to soften a wound. You are not here to fix the world. You are here to remember the light within you so that the world may see itself more clearly. Your only real task is to become so aligned with your soul that your very existence becomes a beacon, silent, steady, and strong. And here's the miracle. You don't have to wait for that day to come. You don't have to wait until you're healed or successful or enlightened. You don't have to wait until you're more of anything. You are already it. Right now, in this moment, the light, the love, the truth, it's all present, waiting not to be earned but to be recognized. The sacred doesn't exist in some future version of you. It exists in the depth you bring to this very breath. So breathe. Feel what is here, the weight, the longing, the quiet ache for something real. And then allow it. Bless it. Let it soften you, not harden you. Pain is not the enemy. It is the portal, the opening, the crack through which the light has always been trying to enter. But the light is not coming from the outside, it's rising from within. You've mistaken your searching for a sign that something is missing. But the truth is, your searching is proof of what's already present. The desire for truth is itself the evidence that truth is within you. The longing for love is not emptiness, it is remembrance. The ache for meaning is not lack, it is the soul stretching itself back to its origin. Everything you are looking for is already in you, waiting for you to turn inward, to bow your head, not in defeat, but in surrender. Surrender to the fullness of your being. Surrender to the brilliance that doesn't need to be created, only revealed. And when you live from that space, life ceases to be a struggle. It becomes a flow, a sacred unfolding. Not always easy, but always aligned. You are not here to be small. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to replicate someone else's path. You are here to remember. And what you are remembering is simple but profound. What you seek is not out there. It never was. It is already within. And as this remembrance takes root not in your mind but in your being, may you walk the world not with urgency but with reverence. May you move not to escape but to express. May you speak not to be heard but to offer the truth blooming in your chest like spring. Let your life be an offering not of perfection but of presence. Let your joy be a prayer. Let your sorrow be sacred. Let your silence be enough. And when doubt arises, as it will welcome it as a friend, greet it with compassion, but no longer hand it the reins. You are not your doubt. You are the awareness holding it. When fear returns, do not resist. Let it pass like wind through an open window. You are not the fear. You are the house that holds it. And when the world tries to tell you who you should be, smile gently and return to the knowing that who you are is already holy. You were not born to fit in. You were born to remember yourself so clearly, so completely, that your very being gives others permission to remember themselves too. This is how the world is healed, not through force, but through remembrance. Not through battle, but through being. And so, beloved soul, rest now. Not in passivity, but in truth. Let the ground of your being hold you. Let the breath of your spirit guide you. Let the wisdom that formed stars and shaped oceans live through you without resistance. And above all, Let the still voice within you rise again and again, reminding you, when the world grows loud, what you seek is already within. It always has been. And now you are free. As you stand here in this moment, I invite you to reflect deeply on the vastness that exists within you. The world has told you that you are small, that you must earn your place, that you must prove your worth. But deep inside, beneath all the layers of expectation and limitation, there is a knowing that has been with you since the beginning of time. A knowing that whispers, you are not small, you are vast. You are not separate. You are the whole. You are not lost, you are found. It is a remarkable thing, this illusion of separateness. We live our lives believing that we must seek, strive, and become, and yet we have forgotten the truth that we are already whole. The truth that you are the divine expression of the universe, here in this moment, breathing life into everything around you. All that you seek is already within you, waiting to be remembered, to be rediscovered in the quiet spaces where your heart beats, where your soul resonates. You are not just a passenger in this life. You are the creator, the painter of your experience. The universe does not need to seek validation from the world outside. It already knows its divine essence. And so do you. There is no need to look for approval, no need to chase after what the world says you must have. The truth is this: you were born with the fullness of the universe inside you. Every cell, every breath, every thought is an echo of divine intelligence. You do not need to search outside for the answers because they have always been within you, embedded in the very fabric of your being. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see a body, a face, a collection of experiences? Or do you see the eternal truth that lies beneath all of that, the truth that you are not a body but a spirit in form? The truth that the essence of who you are cannot be defined by age, race, gender, or the stories you have told about yourself. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your struggles. You are the eternal witness to all of it, the silent observer of the ever-changing landscape of your life. In the quiet of your heart, you already know this. You know that you are not a mistake, not an accident. You were born for this moment, for this time, for this purpose. And that purpose is not to become someone else or to chase after some distant ideal. Your purpose is to remember who you truly are. Your purpose is to live from that place of deep knowing and connection to your own divinity. The ego will try to tell you otherwise. It will remind you of your limitations, your fears, your inadequacies. But the ego is not you. The ego is the mask you wear in the world, the persona you create to navigate life's challenges. It is a temporary identity, a collection of thoughts and beliefs that were handed to you by society, by family, by experience. But it is not your true essence. Your true essence is boundless, eternal, and free. When you let go of the ego's grip, when you stop identifying with the stories and labels that have been placed upon you, you return to that truth that is always within, pure, unshakable, and whole. So I ask you now to release the need for validation. Release the need for approval from others. Release the need to prove that you are enough. You have always been enough. You were born with a divine spark within you, a light that no darkness can extinguish. You were born to shine. You were born to live in alignment with your true self, to express the fullness of your being, not to chase after something that already resides within. It is time to stop seeking outside for what can only be found within. The external world cannot give you peace because peace is a state of being, not a condition. The external world cannot give you love because love is what you are. It is the essence of who you are, waiting to be recognized, not created. The external world cannot give you fulfillment because fulfillment arises when you align with your true nature, when you live from the place of wholeness, not from the illusion of lack. When you realize this, when you truly understand that all that you seek is already within, a deep peace settles into your being. The weight of the world begins to fall away because you no longer carry the burden of searching. You no longer have to chase after something that has always been here. You simply need to remember it. The road ahead may still have its twists and turns, but now you will walk it with a different understanding. You will walk it with the knowledge that you are never truly lost. You are always guided, always supported, always connected to the source of all that is. You are not walking towards something, you are walking with it. The journey is not about reaching some distant destination. It is about waking up to the truth that you are already there. The world may try to pull you in many directions. It may tell you that you need to be more, do more, have more. But when you know who you truly are, when you remember that all you seek is already within, you begin to move through the world with grace and ease. You no longer chase after the illusions of success because you understand that true success is found in alignment with your highest self. You no longer strive for approval because you realize that you are already worthy, already loved, already complete. This is the liberation that comes from remembering who you truly are. This is the freedom that comes from releasing the need to prove yourself to anyone, including yourself. When you let go of the need to perform, to become, to achieve, you step into the flow of life. You move with the current, not against it. You trust the unfolding, even when it doesn't look the way you thought it would. You trust the divine intelligence that is always guiding you, always unfolding your life in perfect harmony with your soul's purpose. And when you step into this truth, when you embrace the reality that you are already enough, already whole, already complete, the world around you begins to reflect that truth back to you. You begin to attract the people, the opportunities, the experiences that resonate with your highest self. You no longer need to chase after what you want because it comes to you effortlessly as you align with the truth of who you are. The more you surrender to this truth, the more your life becomes a mirror of divine expression. Your words become a prayer. Your actions become an offering. Your very presence becomes a light in the world, guiding others to their own awakening. Because when you remember who you are, you give others permission to remember who they are. You become a beacon of light, a reflection of the divine presence that lives in all of us. So let go. Let go of the need to search. Let go of the need to prove. Let go of the need to become something other than what you already are. You are already whole. You are already complete. You are already divine. And in this remembering, you begin to live the life you were always meant to live, a life of peace, of joy, of love, of freedom. A life that is not defined by the external world, but by the truth that resides within you. You begin to live a life that is aligned with your soul's deepest purpose, a life that is a reflection of the divine intelligence that created you. You are not here to chase after something you don't have. You are here to remember what you already are. You are already the love, the peace, the joy, the freedom that you seek. And when you remember this, your life becomes a living testament to the truth of your being. So breathe deeply now and feel the peace that arises from within. Feel the love that is always here, always present, always waiting for you to recognize it. Let go of the search, let go of the striving, and simply be who you are. And in that being, you will find everything you seek, because everything you seek is already within you. It always has been, and now you know. And now as the final breath of your search fades into the quietude of your soul, you begin to understand there is nothing more to seek. The journey which once felt so distant was never a path to somewhere else, but a return to where you've always been. You are not lost. You have never been lost. You are the eternal presence that has simply forgotten the fullness of its own being. So, let your heart rest in this profound peace. Let the stillness that lives beneath your thoughts be the place from which you move. You are not here to prove, to chase, to become. You are here to remember, to reveal, to be. And in that being, you are whole, you are divine, you are enough. When you stop reaching, the world finds you. When you stop searching, the treasures of life reveal themselves. Not in distant places or distant times, but here, right where you are. The truth, so simple, yet so profound, begins to settle into the marrow of your bones. All that you have sought has been within you, always. Now rest in the knowledge that you are the light you've been looking for, the love you've been seeking, the peace you've been longing for. You are not separate from the divine. You are the very expression of it, unfolding in this moment, as it always has been. And as you walk through this world, let your life be a soft echo of this truth. With every breath, every step, every word, you share the light that never left you. You are the living expression of all that is sacred, all that is true. You are enough. And in this knowing, you are free